I don't really like Sony. I don't really like Sony games. In fact, before the state of play even started, I was talking to my one viewer in my Twitch chat, shout out Lord Bloha, and we were speculating, saying, what could be here? And on top of that, what could be here that I even care about? I don't think I care about any PlayStation IPs. The closest thing we came to possibly caring about, was Bloodborne 2, and that's my second least favorite Soulsborne game. But it's the closest thing I could think of, so in all fairness, my expectations were low. But for the Sony ponies out there, or people who just generally like PlayStation, this should have been a great showcase for you. Let's just get this out the way. I think Wolverine looks bad. I think it looks not good. When I watched that trailer, I was watching the gameplay and I was thinking, why do I have zero desire to play this? And maybe it's because Insomniac Games has sucked ass ever since Resistance. They stopped making Resistance games. And I'll stand by that. I know that would make people mad. I think the Spider-Man games are shit. Now, some people in the gaming industry I respect loved those games. So I've come to the conclusion that this is just a me thing. It's just a preference thing. But I can't help but feel that people who really love those games are a bit casual. Maybe they're just big Spider-Man fans. And look, I'm not here to say if you love popular games, you're a casual. You're not a true gamer. I'm not here to say that. I'm just, those games specifically, I don't know. That's enough about Spider-Man. I didn't like those games, and Wolverine's by the same people, and it looks the same to me. As in, it's just a popcorn game, bro. It's a movie game, and not in the way that it's full of cutscenes, although I'm sure it will be, but it's like you're playing through an interactive movie, and even more than Spider-Man from what I've seen of Wolverine, and it's just not for me. I think it's cool that they're trying to be more comic accurate. I think Wolverine himself looks cool. I think the gore is cool. I'm glad that they're really leaning into that, but the game itself, we can boil it down to just not for me. Although the sequence at the end where they were showing a bunch of different things that happened throughout the game, that was cool. That looked cool. And maybe I'll just have to play it for myself, and I'm very okay with being wrong. I would love to be wrong. I never root for games to be bad. We'll see. But I would think that Sony fans would be excited about that. I would think the general audience would be excited about that. It's a very general audience game. And I'm glad they started off with it, because they ended with Spider-Man 2 a couple years ago at the PlayStation Showcase. Not even a state of play, a showcase. Don't forget that, when it was already announced. Next was Marvel took on Fighting Souls. I'm not a big Marvel fan. I used to like Spider-Man as a kid. I'm more of a DC fan now, if anything. But this is by Arc System Works, and they make great fighting games, and I've recently gotten more into fighting games. I'm planning on getting this one. There's not many big releases in August, so I guess this will take the slot, and I'm pretty excited. Green Goblin specifically looked really cool. I'm a little worried about the 4-character kind of thing, because I like mastering 1, but I don't know exactly how it works. Maybe there will be just a 1v1 mode. I'm sure there will be now that I say it, so looks great. Rayman Legends Retold. This was one of the better announcements in this show. Now, I'm still not 100% sure on what the hell this is going to be. Is it Rayman Legends again? They said new content. When I read it on the website that I'm reading off of right now to remember the order of things, it says multiple adventures. And then it talks about 3D, so I'm not sure how much of the 3D is going to be in there, because it was mostly 2D that they showed in the trailer, but it seems like it's going to be a lot of new stuff, and whatever's old is kind of redone in a different way, maybe. So I'm pretty excited about that. I loved Rayman Legends. I played it so long ago. It's been a long time since the new Rayman game came out. So I'm excited that the series is picking back up, and I believe Crash Bandicoot remastered the first 3 before they went on to 4, right? So maybe this is a reboot for the series in some way. Who knows? Hopefully. Bancho the Chef. Now, I'm not going to talk about every announcement. This is probably the least interesting announcement I will talk about, because I think Dave the Diver's cool. Now, I'm going to be real. I know pixel art takes time, but not seeing pixel art here, disappointing. And it would have made me more likely to buy the game. Right now, I'm not very. I played Cooking Mama on my DS as a kid. I did. I had 5 sisters, bro. Hey, it was a staple in my DS library, in the family DS library. But I think it's cool that they're going into the backstory of the guy. He's a cool character in the game, and I don't know, it looks interesting. Depending on the price, I might pick it up. Who knows? Actually, I'm going to talk about this because it looked so bad. It looked so bad. And it was Kamuri, Hunt the Unseen. I was making fun of this trailer the entire way through. It looks like a Gacha Slap game, but it seems like it's not. The camera was giving me I was gonna say seasickness. I don't even, motion sickness. It was giving me motion sickness just watching. It looks horrible to play. I cannot imagine playing that for hours straight. I would lose my mind. It looked really bad. Nothing looked interesting in it. Maybe, I mean, I like co-op games. So the fact that it's co-op is cool. The fact that there are like monster guys you kill with your friends is cool. Trying to think of positives. There aren't many. It looked pretty shit. And listen, no hard feelings to this woman. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I knew when that God of War trilogy remake was announced and that voice actor came on acting all Quirk Chungus. I'm tired of the Quirk Chungusness, bro. That woman came on and she was acting all Quirk Chungus. That's the third time I've said Quirk Chungus. And she's like acting all goofy and happy. And look, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. If that's just how you are and you're a bubbly personality, that's cool. But for the love of God, don't start inserting the Quirk Chungusness into all these developer shits. If it's you and that's natural, cool, do it. But don't force it, because that felt forced. I'm saying I'm not going to talk about everything, but there are so many good announcements. I mean, this isn't an announcement, but they showed off more of the new Tomb Raider game, and I really liked that first shot, the opening shot, because the environment looked really nice. And this sold me more on it because they showed even more dinosaurs. And look, I love dinosaurs, but we're going to move on. It was delayed, but we're going to move on because the next one's also about dinosaurs. 2 dinosaur announcements in a row. Y'all know how to get me. And Lord Bloha, he's also a dinosaur fan. The Lost Wild. I thought this was going to be the Jurassic Park game they announced a while ago. They haven't shown that off again that I know of. This looked sick. This looked awesome. The shot of the, was it a pteranodon? I don't even know. It looked too tall to be a pteranodon. I don't know exactly what it was, but the dinosaur in the foggy like forest all gray, that was a sick shot. I want to emphasize that shot specifically because it was so sick. And the rest of the stuff, dude, like a survival horror game with dinosaurs. So cool. So awesome. The scene from Jurassic Park 1 that everyone knows when the raptors were like hunting the kids. And I think there might have been an adult there too in that kitchen spot. I think it was the kitchen. I got to rewatch the movie. A great movie. That's one of the best scenes. And it's kind of like what this entire game is. Very exciting. It's on the wish list coming next year. Phantom Blade Zero. I am a staunch hater of this game. I'm so tired of people showing it off constantly and hyping it up. And I don't know exactly why, because usually I get on hype trains like this and I have a feeling I know why. In fact, I know why. Shades of Black Myth Wukong. I watched the Black Myth Wukong announcement trailer and I was excited for it. I counted down the days. I watched every trailer when it came out. And then it came out, and it was dog shit. Yes, it was dog shit. Anyone saying it was robbed of Game of the Year when it, I don't even know what won that year. I forgot. Oh, Astrobot. I haven't even played Astrobot. I'll take it over that shit. Look, I don't want another case of that. I don't want another case of that. And to be honest with you, Phantom Blade Zero looks cool, but it doesn't look like a world shaker. You like that one? It doesn't look like it's gonna shake up the world, but I hope it's good. I can be a hater. I'm skeptical, but I hope it's good. Again, I never root for a game to be bad. I don't know. I think there are a lot more games that should be getting the spotlight that this has been getting, but I could be wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. Now we skip a couple dog shit ones. No Rest for the Wicked 1.0 release. That's cool. Onimusha Way of the Sword. I'm gonna play this demo today. After this, in fact. I had this on my most anticipated games of the year list. I hate to say I told you so, but this game looks cooler and cooler the more they show it. The story looks sick. When do I ever say that about a story? You know me. I'm sure you know me. I have 100 subscribers. You know me. I never talk about a story. The story looks sick. The main villain looks like a snake personified, and I love it. That greasy fuck. I want to kill him. I played the first one. I really loved it. It was a unique experience. I'll probably play the second before this comes out. But my God, the combat, the bosses, the enemy designs, visually, the enemy designs are so sick. The music in the trailer was amazing. I wasn't even thinking about the music. There are certain games where I'm like, the music is going to be great in this. This wasn't one of them. Not that the music was bad. I just wasn't. But I heard that. I'm like, what is this melody type shit? It was great. Now I'm excited for the soundtrack. There are many things to be excited about for this game. And it comes out in the most stacked year of the month of the year, god damn it, and that's September. I'll have to make a whole video on September. after everything's announced, because there might be more shit. Crazy month, crazy 2-day span. We'll get to the next one that's coming out in that 2-day span. There are 2 more actually. But Onimusha Way of the Sword looks fucking amazing. Capcom can't be stopped. Silent Hill Townfall. Now, if you look on Twitter, the main discourse is about this guy, the main character, being black. It's great. Look, I try to be objective. If something's woke, shit, it's woke. If something's not woke, it's not woke. This is not fucking woke, dude. It's just a black guy. It's being sold for $50. I'm guessing it's gonna be a pretty short experience. But it's a first-person Silent Hill game, which sounds cool. I don't know if they made one of those. I don't think they have. It's coming to PC, which I'm very happy about. I thought it was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. It's not. Maybe console, but not taken away from PC. I think it's pretty cool to have those Silent Hill monsters all up in your grill in first-person perspective. I think the town and the atmosphere looks good. And they have some unique like gadgets that he's using that look interesting. So I'd like to get this one, but I'll have to pay the extra $10 so that it's out of the way of the 2 more important games that are coming out in that span. Oh, and I'm off Twitter, by the way, because of discourse like that. The Pragmata situation. Oh, brother. That was the end for me. Ace Combat 8. I'm about to get the 7th game because I watched this trailer and I'm like, holy fuck. This game has a story? These games have stories and they look sick? I've never played a plane game in my life. I've never been interested in playing a plane game. It's just never seemed like my kind of thing. If I had a flight rig, sure, but on a controller, I mean, what's the point? But this story looked really cool, and the gameplay and the set pieces looked really cool, so I'm gonna get the 7th one. It's on sale for $10 right now. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna play it. And I'm gonna see, do I enjoy this gameplay? And I hope I do, so that I can play through the 8th one, because it looks extremely cool. This game, this trailer sold me on a game that I never thought I would play, a type of game that I never thought I would play in my life. Great job with this one, Bandai Namco. Ill by the Mudfish people, which made Atomic Heart. I think a survival horror type game suits them a lot more. I know that there were survival horror elements in Atomic Heart from what I know of, but I hope you're a little more limited in combat here and it's more about the atmosphere and the visuals and the set pieces and maybe the story. I don't know if the story for Atomic Heart was good, but I don't know. This feels more like their lane. I'm glad they're leaning into it and I'm excited to see more. It's got a lot of potential. 2027. Okay, here's the, oh my God. Announcement of the show. Not even an announcement. I guess they announced something about the game, which I'll get. Control Resonant will be Game of the Year. I'm aware that GTA 6 releases this year. I have a whole video in the process of being made. Will it come out? Who knows with me. But Control Resonant is my GTA 6. Remedy Entertainment are one of the best game studios that exist today. Remedy Entertainment, I guess Capcom as a whole, and From Software are my big 3. Notice how Rockstar isn't in there. Look, I'm excited for GTA 6. I'm not trying to be a contrarian, but Control Resonant gives me a feeling that nothing else does. Control, Alan Wake 2 gave me feelings that no other game did. Well, not no, but the vast majority of other games don't. They announced the release date, September 24th. In a great trailer, by the way. A great trailer. I then went to the Steam page instantly. Put it on my wish list. Or I was already on my wish list, but I went to the Steam page instantly just to look at it. And it said August 27th on the Steam page. Oh my God, I got so hyped. I jumped out of my chair. I was like, they're releasing the PC version early. And then I checked again later, September. Oh my God. They got me so excited. I guess they delayed it a month. I guess they did, and they had the old release date still in there. My God, I got so hype. Ask Lord Blowhot, and oh my God, was I disappointed. But look, in a 2-day span, Control Resonant, Onimusha, Way of the Sword, and Silent Hill Townfall release. What the fuck am I supposed to do there? And by the way, a week after that, Ace Combat 8 comes out. So maybe I should hope that I don't like Ace Combat 7, because then there's another one. Here's another one for you. Drop another one down. It's gonna be Game of the Year. We'll talk more about it another time soon, I'm sure. Until Dawn 2, I was watching that trailer. I was like, is this another Until Dawn type game? It in fact was. And it was the second one. I never played the first one. I have the remastered version. I should play it for the other channel, shouldn't I? I know y'all want it. Okay, I'll do it. Y'all don't have to beg. But yeah, Sounds fun, I'll do it before the second one comes out. And then I'll play the second one on that bitch too. It looks fun. And now for the final announcement. God damn it. I saw Santa Monica and I was like, dude, this shit ain't a new IP. I just knew. I had a gut feeling. When I saw Santa Monica, this shit ain't no new IP. It's gonna be another God of War game. And look, I enjoyed the God of War games enough, but my God, as time goes on, I forget about them more and more and care about them less and less. They had no impact on me. They're kind of nothing burger games. Can I be honest? They are the definition of casual gamer games. Oh my God, I'm gonna say it! So when I saw Santa Monica and I knew it was God of War, I already didn't care. But I was like, you know what? Maybe they'll at least do something cool. Maybe they'll go to Egypt like everyone said they were or wanted them to. And maybe we'll see some cool gods that I want to kill. And it'll entice me a little more to buy it when it comes out. But then they showed little Atreus and I was like, this is about to be a spinoff. They showed his wife flying up into the air, into Valhalla, whatever the fuck heaven. I don't even know what it was. The afterlife. And at that moment I knew dog shit incoming. Look! Let's just get this out of the way. One of my favorite games of this year has a female mouse as the lead. Okay, shout out Mina the Hollower. And the first NPC I ran into was gay. He was gay. He had a man. Beyonce. Unless that species just looked really manly and ugly. It was like a blobfish, but as a humanoid. Not a humanoid, but it's like a blobfish with legs and arms. And that's one of my favorite games of the year because I don't give a shit. If the game's good, the game's good. But if they announced its spin-off with Atreus, I would still be like, I mean, I liked Atreus in the second game and I did like his gameplay. I think a lot of people didn't. I personally did. Maybe some of his sections were ass, but the actual combat and the actual character I like. But even then I'd be like, oh, come on, guys. No, we don't want to play as Atreus. We want to play as Kratos. But you want to make me even less interested? Let me play as his dead wife that I have no connection with, that I don't care about at all. Now, maybe God of War fans do. And if they do, I'm happy for them. And this is the right choice. I make the game for God of War fans. Don't make it for me, because I'm not one of them. But the combat looks better than both of the God of War games. I really hope that they lean more into air juggling and make it more like hack and slash games of old with their combat on top of it. You know, the spam X and it looks really cool, but all you're doing is spamming X, that kind of thing. And the enemy and creature designs look really cool. You know, like whatever that dog thing was with the wings, or the monster that the Egyptian God of War, I think that's what she was riding on, looked really cool. And I think it's the Mongolian God of War. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. He also looked cool. But I'm not like, I want to fight these guys. And to be fair, I didn't really care about Heimdall. Thor, different story. Thor was a lot cooler. I don't care about anyone in this game. And why is the cube voiced by Huey? But we'll get to that. I don't care about anyone in this game. I don't care about the wife. I don't care about the gods. The gods are cool at least. But I'm gonna be real. When they had her ass and they were like hugging her arms or whatever the fuck, and she said, and then she got punched by the Mongolian guy, and she said, "If you touch me again, I'll kill you." I cringed. Like that. Demonstration. That line is cringe, man. From anyone on planet Earth, that line is cringe. And there were multiple other cringe lines that I forgot. That was the main one. The sword talking to you seems like it's gonna be annoying. The cube seems like he's gonna be annoying. I know that there was a companion that was basically attached to you for the entirety of the first two games, the talking head, but at least he was charismatic and funny. Now, maybe these guys will be too, but Huey has an annoying ass voice. His voice is annoying. And we didn't hear much of the sword, but doesn't sound much better. You know, there were a lot of cutscenes. They did the same thing again where you fight the guy and then he gets away and then you hunt him down for the rest of the game. I guess that's their signature now. Maybe spice it up a little bit, guys. I'm more interested in this game than Wolverine, I think. I think the combat looks better, which if there's one thing that would be the best thing to improve to get me to play, it would be the combat. But yeah, I don't know if I think that was the best decision. It's not about the main character being a woman. One more fucking time. I don't care. Wait, we're talking about, I'm so hyped for Control Resonant because I love Control. Guess what? The main character was there. Stop making these accusations. You have no basis for them. Okay, I don't need to prove myself to you. I don't care that it's a woman. I just know these accusations are gonna come to anyone who criticizes this, okay? But again, if they announced a new God of War, I wouldn't care. So that's why I'm saying this, because I know this ain't really for me. My opinion on this ain't really, you know, I'm not the guy to give his opinion on this, and I don't expect a bunch of other people to agree, but this is Ayub Talks Games. I just talk about my thoughts about the games, and that's what I'm doing here. And I think I've given them. Can't think of anything else. Yeah, I don't see how the story's gonna interest me really, and the characters don't seem that great. But look, if there's a ton of cool shit and the combat's improved, then yeah, there's a chance that I get it, because I get a lot of bullshit ass games. So, I think for PlayStation fans, I would expect them to really like that event. I thought there were a lot of good announcements. New announcements. Well, I guess what? Rayman, Until Dawn 2, and God of War Laufey would be the big new announcements. I care about 2 of those. Basically 1, because Until Dawn 2 just seems like a cool, fun time, but I guess so. Rayman Legends Retold is the best. Yeah, maybe this show was dog shit. I just had low expectations, and I knew that they wouldn't announce anything first party for me that would really excite me, unless it was maybe a new IP. It wasn't even a showcase, man. I would expect, if I was a PlayStation fan, if I was a fan of God of War, if I was a fan of the Insomniac games, I would really. Oh yeah, Resistance was the only fucking announcement that I could think of. I forgot about that. A new Resistance was the only announcement I could think of that would get me excited. First party Sony. Unless you count Bloodborne 2. Oh, and The Lost Wild. The Lost Wild was a new announcement. Okay, yeah, I can see why people didn't like this show. If you don't like God of War, or you didn't want to spin off, I can see why you didn't like the show. Maybe I'll have a point. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I got more than I expected out of it. So shout out to State of Play, but big things coming in the next couple days. Shout out Summer Games Fest, and big shout out to the Xbox Showcase, which is usually not last year because they were fucking stupid, and they announced a Call of Duty game as the final thing. But look, we know Gears of War E-Day Showcase is coming, which I guess means it's coming this year. Hype as fuck. And they have a lot of things to catch up on. State of Decay 3. Shout out you, okay? So I'm really excited for that showcase. I made a video, Lord Bloha, and honestly, I had a damn good time. Probably won't have a damn good time editing it. Should I just end the video? Goodbye.